Hello, Ron. We are continuing our preparation for AP Calculus BC, and since today I want to fully show and master trigonometry on my YouTube channel, so let's start with the basics and definitions. And the most important definition for trigonometry is radian measure. And let's start to analyze what is it. So radian measure works like this. If you have unit circle with center O, and we have our x-axis, and we have that this angle would create alpha, and angle alpha would create arc with length of s. That would mean that radian measure of angle alpha is s, or the length arc that it creates. So for that reason, radian of 180 is pi, because the unit circle overall has length of 2 pi, and 180 it would be just half of circle, so it would be 1 pi, and radian measure of 360 would be 2 pi, or just fully circle. The second very important definition is about sinus and cosinus of angles. So what is sinus and cosinus? If you have unit circle with center O, and we know that line OP creates angle alpha with x-axis, and the point P has coordinates x and y on that circle, then sinus alpha would be y, and cosinus alpha would be x. And tangent alpha, it basically means y divided by x, or sinus alpha divided by cosinus alpha. And cotangents of alpha means x divided by y, or cosinus alpha divided by sinus alpha. So that was definition of sinus and cosinus. And on your screen would be very important trigonometrical identity formulas. So please learn them and understand them. So let's now solve practice problems from the Calculus 1 book. You can find these questions on the Calculus book 1 trigonometrical functions topic. So the first, our question is to find angle alpha, where 1 plus cosine 2 alpha equal to cosine alpha. And I hope you learned all formulas that I showed you on the screen. So if you pay attention, we know that cosinus 2 alpha is equal to 2 times cosinus alpha square minus 1. So we have that this thing would equal to cosinus alpha. And because 1 here and 1 here would eliminate each other, we would have 2 times cosine alpha square minus cosinus alpha equal 0. And if we take cosine alpha from the factoring, you would have cosine alpha times 2 cosine alpha minus 1 is equal to 0. So because the two expressions would give 0 if we multiply them, we can see that either cosine alpha is equal to 0 or cosine alpha equal to 1 divided by 2. So in case with cosine alpha equals 0, we would know that we have x coordinate that would equal be 0, and we have only 2 points where x coordinate would be 0. It will be here and here. And because that angle is 90, or pi divided by 2, pi divided by 4, you would have that alpha would equal be not pi divided by 2, but alpha would equal be pi divided by 2, pi divided by 4, sorry, plus pk, because we just move from the half circle, where k would be integer number. So k can be positive and negative. If k would be negative, then we would just have our turn on the opposite direction. And the second case, where cosine alpha is equal to 1 divided by 2, you would have similarly circle. Angle here would be equal to pi divided by 3, because we would have coordinate here, and the second coordinate would be opposite, and here angle would be also pi divided by 3. But because we changed our direction, that will be minus pi divided by 3 angle. And so our answers would be plus minus pi divided by 3 plus minus 2 pk. Why we add plus minus 2 pk? Because from that point we can just turn fully around circle and came back to that circle again. So that was the first problem. And the second problem is sinus 2 alpha is equal to tangent alpha. And in our formulas we had like definition for sinus 2 alpha. It would be 2 times sinus alpha times cosinus alpha. And we know that tangent alpha is equal to sinus alpha divided by cosinus alpha. So we can eliminate from both sides sinus alpha. In case if sinus alpha is equal to 0, easy to see that alpha would be pk, because in order to sinus be 0, it would be either 180 or 360. And in case if sinus alpha isn't 0, we would have that 2 times cosinus alpha is equal to 1, or cosinus alpha would be plus minus 1 divided by 2. And cosine of plus minus 1 divided by, square root of 2, we know that it would be like 45, 135, so it would be 4 points. The first one would be here, where pi divided by 4 would be our angle. The second would be here, but just opposite. The third would be here, again opposite. And the fourth would be also here, again opposite. So everywhere we have 90 degree. Here we have 90 degree. So we just switching our points on 90 degree every time. So we would have our alpha would be equal pi divided by 4 plus minus 2 plus minus k times p divided by 2. Because we are switching on 90 degree every time. And in everywhere k is integer. So k can be both negative and positive. So that was the first video. It would be only educational. And if you want to see another more complicated and more more interesting trigonometric problems, please follow my channel, because I would post second part tomorrow.